Have you ever wondered why the world sometimes descends into chaos? Why irrational decisions and thoughtless actions can lead to such severe consequences? The answer might lie in something we often overlook: stupidity. No, I'm not talking about a lack of knowledge or intelligence. I'm referring to something deeper, more dangerous, and far more frightening. Stupidity, as defined by the renowned Italian economist Carlo M. Cipolla, is an invisible yet powerful force capable of destroying everything around it. You've likely encountered stupidity in everyday life, from a colleague ruining a project due to thoughtlessness, to a politician making decisions that harm an entire nation. But what's even more terrifying is that stupidity isn't limited to isolated individuals. It can spread, becoming part of a system, and when combined with power, it becomes a terrifying threat to the survival of society as a whole. In this video, we'll explore Cipolla's 5 basic laws of stupidity, while delving into how they impact our lives. You'll not only gain a deeper understanding of stupidity, but also learn how to protect yourself and society from its negative effects. Let's embark on this journey together, and who knows, you might realize that stupidity isn't just someone else's problem, but something we need to guard against every day. Law number 1. We always underestimate the number of stupid people. Cipolla begins with a shocking law. Everyone always and inevitably underestimates the number of stupid individuals in circulation. In other words, we tend to think that stupid people are just a small, insignificant minority in society. But in reality, there are far more of them than we imagine. Think about a situation you've encountered: a driver cutting you off on the road, a colleague ruining a project by refusing to listen to others, or a politician making a decision that harms an entire nation. You might think these people are exceptions, but Cipolla warns that we're underestimating how widespread stupidity truly is. Why is this dangerous? When we underestimate the number of stupid people, we become complacent. We assume that society will automatically function rationally, that most people will act responsibly. But in reality, stupidity can appear anywhere, and when combined with power, the consequences can be devastating. Look at history. Stupid decisions by leaders have led to wars, economic crises, and even the collapse of entire civilizations. As the philosopher George Santayana once said, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And stupidity is a part of that past we cannot afford to forget. Question for you: have you ever underestimated the stupidity of others? Look back at situations you've encountered and see if you realize that stupidity is more common than you thought. Law number 2. Stupidity is independent of status or education. Cipolla's second law might surprise many. The probability that a person is stupid is independent of any other characteristic of that person. In other words, stupidity doesn't discriminate based on wealth, education, or social status. A person could be a university professor and still act stupidly. Why is this important? We often assume that people with high status or education are smarter and make better decisions. But Cipolla reminds us that stupidity can appear in anyone, and there's no guarantee that a wealthy or educated person won't act thoughtlessly. Look at major financial scandals in history, like the 2008 financial crisis. The people behind it weren't uneducated or poor. They were top financial managers, considered intelligent and capable. Yet their actions caused severe consequences for the entire world. Question for you: have you ever met someone very intelligent who acted stupidly? Share your experience, and see if you recognize that stupidity doesn't discriminate based on status or education. Law number 3. Stupid people cause harm without gaining any benefit. Cipolla's third law is perhaps the most shocking. A stupid person is someone who causes harm to another person or group while deriving no benefit for themselves, and may even suffer losses. This is the key difference between stupid people and evil ones. Evil people act for personal gain, while stupid people act without clear purpose, often harming themselves in the process. Stupid people not only harm others but can also harm themselves. They don't understand the consequences of their actions, making them unpredictable and dangerous. As Mark Twain once said, "Stupidity and confidence are a dangerous combination. When a stupid person believes they're right, they won't hesitate to act, regardless of the consequences. Think about those who refused to get vaccinated during the COVID-19 pandemic. They not only put themselves at risk but also endangered the entire community. Their actions brought no benefit to themselves and even increased their risk of death. This is a perfect example of stupidity, as defined by Cipolla. Law number 4. Non-stupid people always underestimate the destructive power of stupid people. Cipolla's fourth law is a wake-up call. Non-stupid people always underestimate the destructive power of stupid people. We often think that stupid people can only harm themselves, but in reality, they can cause massive damage to society. When we underestimate the power of stupid people, we become complacent. We assume we can control them or that they can't cause serious harm. But in reality, stupidity can spread and create unpredictable impacts. Look at movements that reject science or oppose social progress. Participants often act based on blind faith and ignorance. They not only harm themselves but also drag society backward. As physicist Richard Feynman once said, "Stupidity is the inability to learn from experience." And when a group of stupid people comes together, they can create a devastating wave of destruction. Law number 5. Stupid people are the most dangerous type of people. Cipolla's final law is a stark warning. A stupid person is the most dangerous type of person, even more dangerous than a bandit. Why is this the case? Because stupid people are unpredictable. They act without clear reason, and this makes them incredibly dangerous. Bandits act out of self-interest, and we can predict their actions. But stupid people cannot be predicted. They can cause harm randomly, and this makes them a far greater threat. As Ernest Hemingway once said, "Stupidity is a stronger weapon than intelligence." And when stupidity is combined with power, it can become a disaster. Look at dictators throughout history. Many of them made stupid decisions that led to wars and suffering for millions of people. They not only harmed themselves but also dragged entire nations into ruin. Question for you. Have you ever encountered a stupid person in a position of power? Share your experience and reflect on just how dangerous stupidity can be. Why do we hate stupid people so much? Have you ever wondered why we react so strongly to stupidity? Why do we feel frustration, irritation, and even disgust when we see someone act thoughtlessly? The answer may lie in how our brains react to stupidity. According to scientific research, when we interact with stupid people, our brains activate a region called the insula. This same region is activated when we encounter unpleasant stimuli like spoiled food, insects, or foul odors. In other words, our brains perceive stupidity as a threat, and our reaction is a defense mechanism. Think about the last time you watched a video on social media where someone did something incredibly stupid. Did you feel a wave of discomfort spread through your body? That's your insula at work, signaling that you're encountering something dangerous. How can we protect ourselves and society from stupidity? After understanding stupidity and how it affects us, the most important question is, how can we protect ourselves and society from stupidity? Here are some suggestions based on research and real-world experience. 1. Promote critical thinking. Critical thinking is the strongest weapon against stupidity. When we learn to analyze information logically and question what we hear, we become less susceptible to irrational decisions. Think about how scientists test their hypotheses. They don't accept an idea without evidence. They always question and verify. This is critical thinking in action. 2. Education and raising awareness. Education is the key to reducing stupidity. When people are equipped with the necessary knowledge and skills, they are better able to make informed decisions. Countries with high education levels often have higher social and economic development. This shows that education not only helps individuals grow but also contributes to building a smarter society. 3. Foster a culture of dialogue and respect. An open society where people can share opinions and listen to one another is less likely to be affected by stupidity. When we respect differences and are willing to engage in dialogue, we can find better solutions to problems. Look at countries with developed dialogue cultures, like Sweden or Canada. These nations often have high levels of life satisfaction and social stability. Stupidity in business, the silent saboteur. In the business world, stupidity can be a silent but extremely dangerous saboteur. A stupid decision by a leader can lead to the collapse of an entire company, while a thoughtless employee can cause significant financial and reputational damage. Consider the Enron scandal in the early 2000s. The stupid and unethical decisions of its leaders led to the downfall of one of the world's largest energy companies. Thousands of employees lost their jobs, and investors lost billions of dollars. This is a prime example of how stupidity can have severe consequences in business. Stupidity in politics, a threat to entire nations. In politics, stupidity can become a major threat to an entire nation. Stupid decisions by leaders can lead to wars, economic crises, and social instability. Take the 2008 global financial crisis. Stupid decisions by financial and political leaders caused the collapse of the U.S. housing market, triggering a series of global economic problems. Millions lost their jobs, and many countries fell into recession. Stupidity in everyday life, small but significant consequences. In everyday life, stupidity can manifest in various forms, from small actions to major decisions. Regardless of the scale, the consequences of stupidity are always significant. Think about a drunk driver. Their stupid actions not only endanger their own lives but also pose a threat to others on the road. A single thoughtless decision can lead to unpredictable consequences. Stupidity in family and personal relationships, when emotions are threatened. Family and personal relationships are the foundation of human life. They provide us with love, support, and a sense of belonging. However, stupidity can creep into these relationships, causing conflicts, misunderstandings, and even breakdowns. Thoughtless decisions, careless words, or impulsive actions can leave deep emotional scars on our loved ones. Manifestations of stupidity in family. Stupidity in the family can manifest in various forms, from small actions to major decisions. Below are some typical examples. Careless words, a thoughtless remark like, "Why are you so incompetent?" or, "You never understand me," can deeply hurt the listener, especially children or loved ones. Impulsive actions, rash decisions, such as arguing in front of children or making promises that cannot be kept, can erode trust within the family. Lack of listening, when a family member refuses to listen to others' opinions, misunderstandings and conflicts easily arise. Blaming and judging, instead of solving problems, many people choose to blame each other, leading to deadlock and tension. Think about a family where parents frequently argue in front of their children. Children growing up in such an environment may feel insecure, anxious, and even develop psychological issues. This is a classic example of how stupidity in the family can have long-term consequences. Consequences of stupidity in family. Stupidity in the family doesn't just cause temporary conflicts, it can also lead to serious consequences, including emotional damage. Thoughtless words and actions can deeply hurt the feelings of loved ones, leading to emotional distance and coldness. Relationship breakdown. If not resolved in time, small conflicts can accumulate and lead to the collapse of family relationships. Impact on children. Children raised in a family lacking love and understanding may develop psychological and behavioral issues, affecting their future lives. Consider a couple who constantly argue about financial issues without seeking solutions. Over time, this tension can lead to divorce, leaving serious consequences for both partners and their children. Solutions for building healthy family relationships. To avoid the negative consequences of stupidity in the family, we need to apply specific and effective solutions. Here are some suggestions. 1. Listen and understand. Take the time to listen to your family members' opinions and try to understand their feelings. This will help minimize misunderstandings and conflicts. 2. Control emotions. Before speaking or acting, take a moment to think about the consequences of what you're about to do. This will help you avoid thoughtless decisions. 3. Build a culture of dialogue. Create a family environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their opinions and emotions without fear of judgment. 4. Learn to forgive. Forgiveness is the key to healing wounds in the family. Learn to forgive your loved ones and yourself. Example: a family decides to set aside time each week to discuss life's challenges together. This allows them to resolve small conflicts before they become major issues. Family is where intelligence begins. Family is the first place where we learn to love, share, and understand. However, stupidity can infiltrate these relationships, causing serious consequences. By recognizing and acknowledging stupidity, we can build a happier and healthier family. As the writer Leo Tolstoy once said, "All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way." Let's learn, understand, and love one another to create a smart and happy family. Final thoughts. Stupidity is a challenge, but we can overcome it. Stupidity is an inevitable part of life, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it. By understanding the laws of stupidity and applying preventive measures, we can protect ourselves and society from its negative impacts. As the philosopher Socrates once said, "Wisdom begins with the recognition of one's own stupidity." Stay vigilant, keep learning, and always be ready to face the challenges that stupidity brings. Only then can we build a smarter, safer, and better world. As we wrap up this video, let's quickly recap the 5 basic laws of human stupidity by Carlo M. Cipolla. Law number 1. We always underestimate the number of stupid people. They're everywhere, and their impact is far greater than we think. Law number 2. Stupidity is independent of status or education. Anyone, regardless of their background, can act stupidly. Law number 3. Stupid people cause harm without gaining any benefit. They harm others and even themselves, often without realizing it. Law number 4. Non-stupid people always underestimate the destructive power of stupid people. Never underestimate how much damage they can do. Law number 5. Stupid people are the most dangerous type of people. Their unpredictability makes them a greater threat than even the most cunning individuals. Understanding these laws helps us recognize and guard against stupidity in our lives. Remember, wisdom begins with acknowledging our own potential for stupidity. Thank you so much for watching this video on Wisdom Life. If you found this content valuable, please give it a like, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos like this. Your support helps us grow and continues sharing wisdom that makes a difference. Stay curious, stay wise, and let's build a smarter world together. See you in the next video.